Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Get Ready program. Sorry about that. Had my tongue on my eye too. Couldn't see what I was saying, but let's get this thing moving here. I am your host, DKCOG. Take a look at the brim. Always sporting the brim. This is a Stetson. For those of you who are familiar with Stetson, this is a very nice Stetson. So, might want to get to the Stetson outlet up in St. Joe, Missouri, and check it out. Got a little update for you guys today. Hopefully, everybody's having a great Sunday. I am. I was relaxing, looking over some material, and then I came across something that I just said, you know, I really got to get it out there. So we're going to take a look at a little something here. I started this a while back. One of my breaking news, I gave you some information on the U.S. media not covering the possibility that the COVID-19 virus originated right here in the good old U.S.A. That article I went through, I showed you the shutdown of the Fort Detrick in Frederick, Maryland. Showed you that from the local newspaper as well as the New York Times. Also showed you the from the New York Times the actual CDC declaration to shut it down. I believe it was in June of 2019. Now, I got another update I'm going to share with you guys. So just give me a moment. Let me get to that document. Background music. Y'all stay with me. And again, hopefully everybody had a wonderful day today. I know I did. Here. And I'm going to take you to this document. Okay. Hopefully everyone can see the document here. You can see the name on this document is the COVID-19 further evidence that the virus originated in the U.S., that's the United States. This was written by Larry Romanoff. It appeared in the Global Research on March 11th, 2020. Now, the original article that I showed you guys was written on March 4th by Larry Romanoff, 2020. And here's the link, just show you that it's real, that takes you to that article. Now, this is the article that I showed you guys in that very first update. Okay. Now, again, this is showing that the virus may have come out of Fort Detrick and may have been transmitted during the military games that were played in Wuhan, China, from October 18th to October 27th. Now, as you can see in this article, it referenced that the readers will recall from the early article above on March 4th that the Japanese and Taiwanese epidemiologists and pharmacologists had determined that the new coronavirus could have originated in the U.S., could have originated in the U.S., since that country is the only country known to have 5 different types of viruses, from which all others must descend. Keep in mind now, we now have a Delta virus variant that is out there. So we have to keep those things in mind. That's why it's very important that I get this information out. Now, I'm not trying to do anything. I do believe the coronavirus is a very real virus. The only thing I'm trying to tell you is that your media here in the United States is not giving you all the information to let you know that that virus could have originated right here in the United States. And again, if you did not see that, I will put a post once I repost this video. I will put a post to the video that shows the information that I went through initially that connected all the dots to show that it could have possibly spread when they went to the military games in Wuhan, China in October of 2019. So you got to put the dots together, and that's what we're trying to do right now. Just give me a moment. Now, it's very important to look at this. The Taiwanese physician noticed that in August of 2019, the U.S. had a flurry of lung pneumonias or similar, which the Americans blame on vaping. Y'all remember that? E-cigarettes. We even passed laws to stop the e-cigarettes and the vaping and all that. But, which according to the scientists, the symptoms and conditions could not be explained by e-cigarettes. He said he wrote to the U.S. officials telling them he suspected that those deaths were likely due to the coronavirus. He claims that the warnings were ignored. Immediately prior to that, the CDC totally shut down the U.S. military main biolab in Fort Detrick. Due to the absence of safeguards, we also went through that. We went through and we saw the safeguards, what they considered serious, what they consider, fair, and what they considered low status warnings or violations that they had. The pathogens that leaked issued a complete cease and desist order to the military. It was immediately after the event that the e-cigarette epidemic arose. I think I'm playing. Here it is. Look at this. Here's the headline. A screenshot from the New York Times headline. August 8th, 2019. Okay. Deadly germ research is shut down at Army lab over safety concerns. Went through all this in that other video. You got to check this stuff out so that you can see everything, and that what I'm trying to tell you, there is a good trail and possibility that this could have happened. Then on the Chinese social media, another article appeared aware of the above, presenting further details. It stated in part that 5 foreign athletes, 5, or other personnel visiting Wuhan for the World Military Games, October 18th to the 27th, 2019, hospitalized in Wuhan for an undetermined infection. Article explains more clearly that Wuhan's version of the virus could have come only from the U.S. because it is what they call a branch, which would not have been created first because it would have no seed. Do you understand that? They're saying that the virus couldn't have come out of Wuhan because the type of coronavirus they have didn't have the seed that turned it into what it is. Okay? Now, let's connect another dot, y'all. Y'all saw the articles floating around. Y'all heard the talk about the emails about how the United States and the viral lab in Wuhan, China, found out they were actually working together. Huh? working together. They were. So if that is true, and this is stuff that fell out of Fauci's email. Y'all remember that? That they're saying that there was some connection between his viral lab here in the United States and the one in Wuhan. Now they're confirming this. The article explains more clearly that the Wuhan version, they're saying, yes, we got it, could have come only from the U.S. because it is what they called a branch, which would not have been created first because it would have no seed, meaning it couldn't grow. It would have to have been a new variety spun off the original trunk, and that trunk exists only in the United States. Got where that reference is coming from. Now, keep in mind, in that paragraph alone, the Chinese are saying, yeah, we were working together. Yeah, we knew about that. They got that trunk. We didn't have it. Matter of fact, they got 5 other type of variants of the disease. Okay? They with me on this now, y'all. There's been a bunch of public speculation that the coronavirus had been deliberately transmitted to China, but according to the Chinese article, a less sinister alternative is possible. If some member of the U.S. team at the World Military Games, the 18th to 27th of October, had become infected by the virus from an accidental outbreak at Fort Detrick, it is possible that with a long initial incubation period, their symptoms might have mirror those of the individuals that were easily had tortured the city of Wuhan or toured the city of Wuhan during their stay. Infecting potential thousands of local residents. You gotta really, this stuff ain't made up, man. It really ain't. We really need to dig into this. You might have heard this name, Daniel Lucy, an infectious disease expert out of Georgetown in Washington, said in an article in Science magazine that the first human infection has been confirmed as occurring in November 2019 out in Wuhan. Suggests the virus originated elsewhere, then spread to the seafood market. One group put the origin of the outbreak early as September 18, 2019. Wuhan seafood market may not be the source of the novel virus spreading globally. Description of the earliest cause suggests the outbreak began elsewhere. Article states, as confirmed, cases of the novel virus surge around the world with the worrisome speed. All eyes have to focus on a seafood market in Wuhan, China, as the origin of the outbreak. But a description of the first clinical cases published in the Lancer on Friday challenges the hypothesis. Paper written by a group of Chinese researchers from several institutions called details about the first 41 hospitalized patients who had confirmed infections with what has been dubbed 2019 novel coronavirus. See, this stuff, we are not getting this information in our news. That's the problem. We're not getting it here. That's why this is so important that this is shared, because we're not getting this kind of information here. In the earliest case, the patient became ill on December 1st, 2019, and had no reported link to the seafood market, authors reported. The first patient later crisis, the data also showed that in a total of 13 of 41 cases had no link to the marketplace. That a big number, 13, no link. He said that's a big number, 13 with no link to the marketplace. Earlier reports from the Chinese health authorities and World and WHO had said the first patient had onset of symptoms on 8 December 2019, and that those reports simply say most cases had links to the seafood market, which was closed on January 1st. Lucci go on to say that new data, if the new data were accurate, the first human infection must have occurred in November of 2019, if not earlier. Remember, there's some reports as to September, and if you go back to those that were reported here in the United States as e-cigarette pneumonia, it could be even go back as far as August of 2019 when this virus really started to appear. Now, do keep in mind it was around March when they shut down Fort Detrick and the bio lab there in Fort Detrick. So this is really some interesting stuff that they have. I just wanted to get into this. You can find this article, the Internet Archives under Wayback Machine. I don't know what that is. It is a safe site. I do have Norton's on my computer. It let it come through, so it's got to be a safe site. And again, let's get back to the top of this article so that you can really see what's going on here. It is called COVID-19, Further Evidence That the Virus Originated in the U.S. It is written by Larry Romanoff, Global Research. This article was dated March 11th, 2020, but he did an original article, which I showed you in another video back on March 4th, 2020. And as I said, I will get this stuff linked when I repost this video after I make a little editing thing here. Here's just a little bit more information I'm going to share with you just so that you get the full scope of where this information leading you to. Lucci said that if the new data was accurate, I think I just went. China must have realized the epidemic did not originate in Wuhan seafood market, Lucci told Science Insider. Basically because of those 13 out of 41 that had no link to the seafood market. He's saying that's a possibility it didn't originate there. Christian Anderson, an evolutionary biologist at Scripps Research Institute, who has analyzed sequences of 2019-N COVID to try and clarify its origin. He said the scenario was entirely plausible of infected persons bringing the virus into the seafood market from somewhere else outside. Accordingly to the Science article, Anderson posted his analysis of 27 available genomes of the 2019-N COVID on January 25th on a biology research website. It suggests that they had a most recent common ancestor, meaning a common source, as early as October 1 October 29, but October 1st. It was interesting that Lucy also noted that the mirrors, y'all remember that one? That was the one way back in 2003 or somewhere, or back in that day, was originally believed to have come from a patient in Saudi Arabia in June of 2012, but later and more thorough studies traced it back to an earlier hospital outbreak of an unexplained pneumonia in Jordan in April of that year. Lucy said that from stored samples from people who died in Jordan, medical authorities confirmed they had been infected with the MERS virus. In other words, they were saying the original reporting coming out of the U.S. was incorrect. This would provide impetus for caution among the public in accepting the official standard narrative that the Western media are always so eager to provide. That's us, y'all. As they did with SARS, MERS, the Zika, all of which official narratives were later proven to have been wrong. Let me back that up. Do you hear what the man is saying here? This would provide impetus of caution among the public in accepting the official standard narrative that the Western media, again, that's us, are always so eager to provide, as they did with SARS, MERS, and Zika, all of which the official narratives were later proven to have been wrong. In this case, the Western media flooded their pages for months about COVID-19 virus originating in the Wuhan seafood market, caused by people eating bats and wild animals. Y'all remember all that? Do y'all remember all that? All of this has been proven wrong. Not only did the virus not originate at the seafood market, it did not originate in Wuhan at all. Huh? What y'all say? And it has been proven that it did not originate in China, but was brought to China from another country. Come on now. You got to get that. Brought to China from another country. Part of the proof of this assertion is that the genome varieties of the virus in Iran and Italy have been sequenced and declared to have no part of the variety that infected China, and must, by definition, have originated elsewhere. It would seem the only possibility of origination would be the U.S., because only that country has the tree trunk of all the varieties. And it may therefore be true that the original source of the COVID-19 virus was the U.S. military biowarfare lab at Fort Detrick. This could not be a surprise given that the CDC completely shut down Fort Detrick, but also because, as I relate in an earlier article, between 2005 and 2012, the U.S. had experimented 1,059 events where pathogens had been either stolen or escaped from American biolabs during the prior 10 years. And he has a full list of notes if you're viewing this and you want to take a minute, and I'll list the article and you can get the notes directly from the article. Or if you want to grab it right now, grab your camera or whatever you're using, get your snapshot, take a look at that. It's very, very interesting that this is going down the way this is going down. And I'm very disappointed in the fact that American media has not picked up on this story and shared this story with us. That is the thing that is most disappointing at this time. Not to say that I would expect anything else of American Western media, but you would expect them to get some of this information out to at least balance the story, so that if you're hearing one side of the story, you can also hear a second side of the story. That's not occurring here, as you can see by the information I just uncovered. I'm going to hold up here, and I'm going to bring you just a little bit more information, but what I'm going to turn my attention to is two things. First of all, if you had a chance to look at this live at this moment, don't forget my regular broadcast is tomorrow evening at 7:30 via the same three channels, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, all live. 7:30 tomorrow evening. My guest will be Kamal Franklin with the Community Movement Builders. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. We got a lot to talk about. He's also with Black Power Media, which I'm definitely interested in. Love the work that they're doing over there, and I think it's a nice refresher and refreshing way of getting your information and news. And of course, you can sit there, at least I do, with a cup of coffee because they broadcast from 7 to 9 every morning. Well, not every morning. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is the remix show. And then Jared Ball does his thing on Monday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 on his I Like What I Mix. I mix what I like. I'm sorry, didn't mean to mess that up, Jared. But very good programming, I think. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, join the conversation tomorrow. I'm quite sure Brother Franklin will bring us up to date as to what's going on with Black Power Media. Also, I want to announce that starting August 19th, we're going to bring on a more variety of a show. The name will still be Get Ready, but it will be The Mix Get Ready. And joining me starting August 16th at 7:30 will be the Brooks Report and Brother Walter Vincent Brooks with Love Felicia, with her inspiration of poetry and just Felicia. And of course, we're going to have we're going to get it funky up in here with Funktropolis and Brother J Funk. All looking forward to them, working with them and doing a show with them. Hopefully this is an ongoing thing. With the third Monday of the month is the mix will come on and inform and entertain you. So I'm really looking forward to that. Again, just a reminder about my show tomorrow. 7:30. Again, the guest is Kamal Franklin with Community Movement Builders and Black Power Media. Please join us. I'm going to go ahead and cut it short here and look forward to seeing you guys hopefully tomorrow night. If not, do look forward to the new show on August 16th. Again at 7:30, the mix with Get Ready, or just get ready with me tomorrow night. Hopefully everybody have a good night. And again, I will post the link to the article for you. From there, you can go in and verify the information from his references that he has left in the article. If you want to follow through and make sure the information is legit. From what I can see, I'm able to trace this through several newspapers myself, so I see this as somewhat legit information. And again, this is information that did not come from your media. It didn't come off your TV. It didn't come through your radio. You have not seen this in U.S. print media. So I wanted to make sure to get that information out to you guys. With that, I'm going to get out of here. Peace and blessings to everyone. Power to the people. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow evening. Peace and blessings.